guys, thank you so much for watching my videos again. I know it's been slightly an extended absence, but I have exciting news. I have accepted a job offer at a local pharmaceutical company. I work in quality assurance. It's very exciting because I am very passionate about helping people. I went to school for I don't know what was on my cheek. Okay. I went to school for biology with an emphasis in healthcare sciences. So working in the pharmaceutical industry is very rewarding to me because I get to help people. Even if I'm working in the background, my original doctor plan didn't quite work out, but I love what I do. I really do. And to see so many patients get such life, changing care from our company, and my eyelash is not on straight. Sorry. Don't mind that. All right, we're good. It's life-changing. We are literally changing lives in the pharma company. I know there's a lot of negative feedback towards the pharmaceutical companies, but unless you've worked in one and see how it goes, don't judge it. Seriously. And in particular, I'm not even going to get into it, but this is not the theme of my video, so I am going to pause and come back to what I actually wanted to film about. The real point of this video was to talk about moving across the country, because that was something that I did, and it was in December it'll be 2 years, which is insane, but I have some advice for those who are looking to move across the country. I keep saying I took a public speaking class and I still say all the time, so ignore it. And this is my backdrop. This time it's not going to fall because it is actually behind my bed. I am on my bed right now, as you can see. So yeah, give you something a little bit nicer to look at behind me. Moving. I moved to, let me get comfy. I moved to Pennsylvania. I live in a suburb of Philadelphia. It is about 10 miles, I don't know which direction, northwest of Center City, Philadelphia. I work in Philly. There goes the yum again. Yes, so I moved here about 2 years ago, and it was the best choice of my life. I mean, honestly, I want to talk to anyone who's thinking about moving across the country, whether it be alone with their significant other. That's a whole can of worms in itself. Yeah, so here we go. I didn't really come up with a list, but I'm going to wing it. So number one, have enough money to back you up when you move, because chances are, unless you are very lucky, you are advanced in your career and you can have a job that is going to guarantee you employment as soon as you move there, and maybe even, assistance with living. That's awesome. So props to anyone who's doing that. But in cases like me, I had just finished up an internship. So I lived with my parents. Well, yeah, from August when I graduated till December when I moved to Philly. to save money, and I highly recommend that. If you have the opportunity to live with your parents and they are lovely, giving people like my dad and his girlfriend, I highly recommend it. Highly. And while you're there, make sure you have a job, if not two, which I did. I worked at a chemical manufacturing company on the weekends. They were 12-hour shifts that started at 6 a.m. Friday through Sunday, but I got another job working at a Filipino restaurant, which was one of the best experiences of my life. I met so many amazing people there. I tried so much amazing food. They also sold sushi there, best sushi I've ever had. And I live in Philly, for Christ's sake. I still haven't found better sushi than at Manila Resto in Oshkosh. I loved it. I loved working there as well. Everyone was amazing. I have not quite a minor in music. I was one class away from it, but I highly pursued music during my undergrad career. I went to school for a year for music, flute performance and voice performance. Unfortunately, I had a sinus surgery sophomore year of college, right after I received a scholarship for voice, and it wrecked me, and I changed my major to biology. I had a second sinus surgery when I moved out here. I'm not going to be a singer as I previously thought. I love the flute. I can still be a flautist, but I didn't enjoy making a career out of it. And shit, am I going off on a tangent? But anyways, I met some of my closest friends through orchestra, band, you know, all of the above. Some of the most inspiring people I have ever met have been through my experience at UW Oshkosh in the band program and orchestra program. A special shout out to Dylan Tremore. He was my conductor in the orchestra. Rob Williams and his wife were fantastic. I postponed my trip to Philly because I was playing first chair flutes in a concert at UW Oshkosh as an alumni. How blessed was I to do that? And it was, every single one of those concerts was the proudest moment of my life. Yeah, this has really turned into like Rachel's college career and band geekness. Anyways, moving on. So moving, I picked up a second job. It was wonderful. Manila Resto, Filipino restaurant in the Fox Valley. Put aside, I made the move. I think it was December 12th of 2016. I lived with my boyfriend for about 3 weeks consistently after my lease ended in Oshkosh, and we, we spent a lot of time at each other's places while we were in undergrad. We had known each other for years. He was my lab partner. I always joke, relationships have no, how does that meme go? Relationships have no end, friendships have no end, but lab partners, I screwed up the punchline. Anyways, lab partners have no end. And in this case, they really don't, because I fell in love with mine. I'm so lucky because he is the best man I've ever met. His name is Kyle. I know I've mentioned him before. I'm going to get him to do a video with me someday. But it was terrifying. He flew out to Wisconsin. We drove to Pennsylvania in a snowstorm. He had been living here for several months before I finished my internship. And we came here, we got our keys the day we got here. We drove overnight. We slept at rest stops in Ohio, which are not always fun, but we made it. And the first thing we did was unpack our car and bring in what we had, and let me tell you, you're gonna get rid of like 95% of your wardrobe if you're a woman, unless you go to U-Haul, which we're so young. I'm 25. At that point in my life, I had so many things at my parents' house that I didn't need to keep, and clothes I had from high school, so I had donated them, and I took what I need, you know. And even still today, I took a big basket of clothes from my closet. Here, we'll zoom in on it. How do I turn this thing around? I don't think I can. Whatever. So I donated so much of my clothes since I moved here, because I believe avidly in donating clothes. My father's taught me that since I have been a kid. So rule number A, or 1, get rid of most of your clothes. You would be surprised by how much clothes you don't need, that you've been hanging on to for whatever reason. You really have to prioritize. I definitely recommend, especially if you are making a cross-country move and you don't want to spend the money on a U-Haul, which, if you're young like me, graduate, I can't talk, a graduate of college, like, what do you need? It's honestly wonderful moving into a new place where you have the basics and you are with the person you love, and you walk into the apartment, which we did. There was nothing here. We did the immediate inspection, and we literally lied a sheet down and we took a nap, and it was wonderful. For, you know, days we slept on the floor on just a sheet. Who cares? We ordered the cheapest mattress we could find off of Amazon, because chances are we are going to move again in years or months. We came out here because of his grad program, which is going to be done. So we wanted to get something that was going to be cheap enough to, you know, not feel bad about getting rid of, but also maybe we'll sell it. But we got most of our stuff. Like, I really wish I could turn this camera back around, but I have this beautiful rocking chair that Kyle found outside by a dumpster, and we brought it inside and inspected it. It was perfectly fine, and I bought a footstool for it, and it's wonderful. We were blessed to have family that would send things to us. My grandma, she sent us an ottoman after I bought a futon, finally. Kyle bought a desk off of, you know, Craigslist. We bought cheap chairs for our desks from Walmart. Just everything, like, it's just, they're just things. Our kitchen table, it's from Craigslist. It was cheap. Our chairs, we have 2 of them. So what? We have 2 people here. They were cheap. I'm not gonna lie, they both sit at our desks. So I have my makeup desk and I have my craft desk in the living room, and I could not describe how much happier I am having this simplicity. I don't have a closet, neither does he, and we worked it out. We have, oh wait, I messed that up. We don't have dressers, we have closets. So we keep everything in our closets. If you keep seeing me do that, it's trying to, you know, wrangle this this eyelash. But bottom line is, you can honestly get things for cheap. There's no reason to spend a buckload of money moving across the country. Fill your car with the things that are most valuable to you. It's not like you're never going to go home. At least in our case, we are very blessed to go home. So each time we bring things back that mean a lot to us. But Amazon has been a gift. Family's been a gift for sending us things. You know, I love to craft, to decorate our walls, and I couldn't ask for more. I mean, if you want to make a move, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't move, you know, with a rash decision, like a man you just met, you don't know anything about, to some, I don't know, place. Don't move to California. It's really expensive there. Although it is, it is expensive on the East Coast. You can move to California if you want, but if you want to move to Colorado, do it. I would move there in a heartbeat. I was born there. I am currently campaigning for a move back there, but I don't want people to think that moving is so complicated, especially when you're young and you don't have kids like us. Because it's much simpler than you think. Sell the things you don't need. Bring the things that mean the most to you. And for Kyle, that was his books. For me, my flute, you know, my music, my artwork, things like that. My clothes, because I'm a woman. But seriously, you don't know what you're missing if you don't move. I'm not going to lie, the East Coast is not my favorite place in the world, but it's grown on me, and I've seen so many things that I wouldn't have seen before because I'm from a flyover state in Wisconsin, and, you know, we drink for fun. We talk like, you know, hey there guy, like, you okay if I go to the gas station? Are you sure you want to come with me? Like, you know, Charlie Barron's, he's got it down smack. Making fun of our accents, but it's unfortunately true. I had a student, this is an aside, I taught when I first moved here. I had a student ask me if I was a Flyers fan. I said no. He said, are you an Eagles fan? I said no. And he said, well, Miss Rachel, what do you like? And I said, I'm a Packers fan. What is it to you? Get to work on your math homework. And he said 5 minutes later, Miss Rachel, are you from Canada? Really? Really? But apparently I have that bad of an accent, which I'm proud of. I'm proud of Wisconsin. I am a proud Wisconsinite. There's no reason not to be proud of your home state if you leave it. And that's what I am. I'm proud of that state. I'm proud of the state I was born in. I was born at the United States Air Force Academy Hospital. My dad was in the service, and I have the utmost respect for him and my sister, who is a senior airman in Colorado Springs, which gives me the opportunity to visit there much more often than I would ever have had the chance to do. So I am very blessed. But yeah, I think I said rule number 1, but I just babbled. So hopefully this was at least informatory, that's not a word, informational. I'm moving. Oh, I have another thing. If you are moving, make sure you know what the cost of living is, because I was not blind to it, but I'm still salty at the fact that the cost of living here is so high, and that is somewhat of a deal breaker for me because I don't like traffic. I don't feel like the East Coast is worthy of this cost of living. But if that's what you want, then that's what you want. Like, if you want the scenes, if you want, you know, the shore. I've never been to the shore. I live when I go to work, I live like right over the river from Jersey, and never been to the shore. Just not me. I'm used to going up north. It's Wisconsin. But pick a place that really resonates with you. And, you know, if you move because your spouse or your significant other is moving and you're willing to go with them because they mean that much to you, you know, look for the good things, because I spent so much time focusing on the negative. Like, oh my goodness, like, people here are so rushed, they're so rude, this and that, but it's not true. I mean, yeah, the East Coast is infamously, you know, busybodies, rush, 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 but that doesn't mean I can't talk today. That does not make them bad people. So at the end of the day, do your research, Save your money. Don't be afraid to get a job that you feel is underneath you when you move. And just enjoy it. See what there is to see, even if it's temporary. I had, you know, the excitement of going to Hershey Park, which I never would have imagined I would have done. I saw the Ben Franklin Bridge. There are so many great things. I still haven't gone to New York City, minus the fact I got stranded there thanks to United. But one day I will, and it'll be great. There's so much. So don't be afraid. That's what I'm going to leave you with.